Hi, I'm Elizabeth Gearhart. I'm here with Andrea Pass with Andrea Pass Public Relations. Hi, Andrea.
Hi, Elizabeth.
So tell us what you do.
I get your business, your product, and your service and your book in the news. I create those headlines and make sure that you are covered by the press so that you have third party editorial endorsement. You're growing your brand and your reputation. And most importantly, you're using the press to drive sales.
And you're covered in the press in a good way.
Exactly. Whether you have a product, a service, a book, a nonprofit, we make sure to get you positive press so that you can use that on your website, in your social media. And if it's evergreen, use it again, post it again, and a few months later again. And that continues to grow your brand.
And then when you get in the press, I noticed a lot of people like to put the logos of the places that they've been on their website so people can see, oh, she was on CNBC, she was on Fox News, she was on whatever. Um, so are those the kind of places you get people?
Exactly. In public relations, there are different audiences for different types of clients. So, whether you're an author of a children's book, I'm going to make sure that you get featured by the appropriate mom blogs, parenting publications, podcasts targeting moms, etc., because that's your audience of the people who will purchase your children's book. If you have a consumer housewares product, I'm going to make sure that you're featured in magazines that women and men purchase housewares products or newspapers, radio or TV, whether it's local Good Day shows or national The Today Show, to talk about your products. So there's different media for different clients. And because there's growing media every day, something new pops up. In fact, I joke that I'm a PI in PR. I have to be a private investigator to keep up with media that is growing, media that is failing, new media that's launching. So you never know what's going to happen any day. And therefore, I'm out there searching for my clients to make sure they have consistent and relevant press coverage to grow their businesses.
So if somebody wants to work with you, what is the first thing that you do with them?
The first thing I do with a new public relations client is learn more about their product or service. So I have to become educated, but I don't have to ever become their spokesperson. They are the spokesperson. So I don't need to spend weeks and weeks reading everything ever written about that client, read the book from cover to cover, or use the product for 30 days before I talk about it. I do the basics. Give me the top line about what your business is, or your product, your service, your book. Let me get some images, let me get your biography, and let me dive in the deep end. And that's my differentiator. In Andrea Pass Public Relations, I don't waste time. I don't want you waiting around to see if there's going to be press coverage while you're paying me. I want you to see results quickly. And I book interviews and I secure coverage for my clients very, very quickly. That's what differentiates me from the other folks in public relations. And I communicate. I'm in touch with my clients. I don't ghost anyone because I don't want anyone to ghost me. So I'm getting the job done and I am setting expectations. That's a tough one because so many people don't want to set expectations. They want to say, yes, you are the kind of story that should be featured on the Today Show or in the Wall Street Journal. But your business is just starting. You don't have an angle. You don't have a financial angle. You don't have a success story. We need to grow those things. So it does take baby steps for a new business, and it takes a little while, even if it's an established business. But as a successful long-term public relations person, I can give you those tips, set expectations, get the job done, and you, the client, see results.
So if I told you I wanted to be on CBS this morning, um, hopefully that'd be possible, but how would you go about trying to accomplish that?
Well, I think for you and knowing that you're an IP attorney, I would definitely focus on intellectual property and what subjects are in the news regarding intellectual property. And I would drive that direction to CBS Morning News related to things that are happening in the news right now and why you can give those tips for IP to, for instance, inventors. Many inventors don't know how to get the right patent, why they need an IP attorney. Well, I would direct them to you as an expert using examples of successful inventions, successful patents, and maybe things that aren't successful because someone didn't apply for the patent and didn't work with an attorney such as your firm. So I think I would take that approach when it would come to you.
Thanks. You had said before that for some people that you might start small, so maybe get you on like New Jersey News TV first and smaller things and work your way up, right?
Yeah, well, it's very interesting because I wouldn't use the word small. I would use the word targeted because believe it or not, News 12 New Jersey, as an example, is not an easy placement. I had clients in the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, and the Today Show before I ever got a client on News 12 New Jersey. It took longer. So it's very interesting. Things that one client or person might think is low-hanging fruit really isn't. And I have a client in Arizona who said, just get me some Arizona TV stations. Well, the Arizona TV stations were at the time busy covering the pandemic and wildfires. And therefore, it wasn't low hanging fruit. It took me weeks until I secured a segment on an Arizona TV station. Did I get the job done? Yes, I got the job done. But it takes time to do those things. So, any client or business that understands the important value of public relations, understands targeting a variety of media, it's almost the poo poo platter of media to get coverage and keep yourself relevant. So that's what I bring to the table, realism in public relations.
So do you have an example of somebody that you took from doing nothing all the way through to being very successful?
As a matter of fact, here are two different examples. First, I'm going to discuss an at-home inventor, a single mom from Texas who created a few consumer products. And she was marketing them on her own, and she wanted to be covered eventually having the product in a major retailer. So I started securing press coverage for her products. It was your basic reviews in newspapers, magazines, on radio and TV, on blogs, people who were reviewing the product. And what we did was we took all of these reviews, put them together, and we found ways for her to pitch the retailers. And lo and behold, because she already had all of this press coverage when she went to pitch the retailers, her product is now available in Home Depot because of the fact that all of this press happened. Another example is a huge international, as seen on TV products company. But wait, there's more. We've all heard about those as seen on TV products and those infomercials. But the president hadn't been interviewed and hadn't gone out there. And I spent time securing interviews and creating pitch events. It was almost Shark Tank-ish type of pitch events where inventors would come and pitch this client. And because we took this approach of a story angle, we got so much coverage that when inventors had a product, they'd want to go specifically to this as seen on TV products company and bring their product there first because they knew they would market it better, they would get their products on the store shelves, and the inventor would make a nice chunk of change. So over the years, the amount of press that I secured was tremendous. And my favorite PR placement of a lifetime was a double segment on ABC's 2020, literally 8 minutes, all about my client with a commercial break in the middle. And that took me 2 years to pull off. So it was a lot of hard work, but I got the job done.
So you get it done and you don't give up.
I don't give up. And I think that's what drives me as a public relations professional is that I'm going to research and try to find the right producer, reporter, contact. And then if I can't find that person, I'm going to go to someone else. And if someone else says no, I'm going to find another person. If the other person is the decision maker and there's no for that media outlet, I'm going to find another media outlet. So what I always say about public relations, especially about me, is when a public relations placement, an article or an interview or a review comes out, and I see that review and I share that article or interview with my client, I'm like a kid in a candy store. I'm so excited about that as if it was my first press placement. every single press placement gets me excited. And I think that my relationships with the press, they like working with me because there's less work for them to do. I know to get them the biography and the headshot and the product shot and the overview and the social media pages and the website so that that reporter doesn't have to do that homework. I tie it up in a nice little package for them. I, I secure the interview. I make sure the client knows what time and how the interview is taking place, whether it's in person or over the phone or on Zoom. And of course, now the sun is coming into my room. I'm shifting here. And I love when we're doing live things. And I make sure my client is educated on that media outlet so they're not going in cold and they understand the right way to do the interview. I've media trained them, I've helped them with message points, and I've made sure that the interview takes place and they remember to say the name of their company or their product or their book. That's always one that drives me crazy when I'm listening to an interview midstream and I'm saying, who is that person? What is that product? What is that book? What is that service? So I give them the full package when it comes to public relations.
Excellent. So who is your perfect client or even typical client? Or do you have a number of different kinds of people you work with?
I specifically like to work with the decision maker because of the fact that the decision maker then can tell me, yes, they're available Tuesday at 2 p.m. for the interview, or Andrea, this isn't the right target audience. Can we flip this and do this angle instead? Or by chatting with that decision maker, I can find out there's a new product that we should make sure we mention in an interview. So I like to work with entrepreneurs and small to medium-sized businesses that have consumer products, anywhere from housewares and kitchenware to hardware, health and wellness, fitness, you name the product. I love doing products. I love authors, especially nonfiction. And a lot of people don't like to work with nonfiction. I think it's fascinating to hear someone's story or someone's cookbook, and services that help businesses grow. And I truly enjoy working with services that help businesses as an entrepreneur myself. So I really have a variety of clients and I'm never bored. It's a lot of fun. So I look to connect with a wide range of opportunities to represent companies that are local, regional, and national to spread the word using public relations.
Excellent. So is there anything else that we need to know about Andrea Pass Public
Uh,
Relations?
oh my goodness gracious. Andrea Pass Public Relations is all about securing press coverage. I love speaking engagements. I've been doing a whole bunch of speaking engagements and meeting such wonderful people. And if you're not sure if you need public relations, then let's talk about it. If you don't have public relations in your marketing mix, why? If your competitor is out there securing press coverage and you're not, then there's a problem. So I say to everybody, Google yourself, Google your business and see who's talking about you, and then Google your competitors, because that's going to be the aha moment you're going to have to realize you need public relations services, and you should reach out to Andrea Pass Public Relations.
So one more question. What do you say to people who say, I hate being on video, I hate doing interviews, I don't know what to say, I don't know how to say it, I don't know how to look. Like, do you coach them? Do you reassure them?
And it's nerve wracking. I remember years ago, I had represented a dentist and I did the research, and going to the dentist is the number one thing people fear. Actually, number two, behind public speaking. So people don't like to speak in public, but keep in mind, if you are speaking to the press about your business, you're the expert in that. You can't have a wrong answer because it's your business. So remember that if I'm telling you a story about a trip I took, you would never know if I made a mistake on the name of the restaurant because you weren't there. So it's okay to do these interviews and practice. It's cliche, but practice makes perfect. And you need to practice and keep doing the interviews. And I listen to the interviews and I help critique and make recommendations. We work on messaging points prior to an interview. And I think that you have to start doing it and you'll get over that fear of interviews and of speaking, and you kind of go with the flow. And it's pretty much the way I'm going with the flow right now, is the sun is just coming into my room and glaring off of my face. But it's, you have to just keep on going. No one is stopping a TV show. No one is stopping a concert or a presentation in front of an audience when there are glitches. So you get used to it, and you grow from it. And it's all good.
It takes a little, it takes courage to put yourself out there, but as a business owner, you really don't have a choice, right?
No, because if you as a business owner aren't going to put yourself out there, if you want, you could only put your product out there. That's fine. Then you won't have the entrepreneurial story. But keep in mind, we all wear different hats. So I don't know about you. I read that local throwaway newspaper that's on my driveway every week. Every week, I want to know what's going on in my town. So whereas I might read Entrepreneur Magazine, you might read Bicycling Magazine because you love bicycling, and someone else might be reading Condé Nast Traveler Magazine. So we're all reading something different, but the end result will be making a decision, making a purchase, and learning about other businesses through the content. So you need to feel comfortable, but it takes time. I understand that. I work with my clients in public relations to make them feel comfortable on those interviews. And then after a few interviews, it's second nature to them. They have a comfort level with it. And it's worth doing. It's worth doing, especially to grow your business and to drive sales.
Right. I agree. I'm all for video, obviously. But excellent, excellent. So thank you, Andrea. I think that you would be an excellent, excellent public relations person for anyone to hire. And you really seem to have a formula, and you have the attitude that people need when they're hiring somebody. So how could people get a hold of you?
People can get a hold of me via my website, AndreaPassPR.com, or Andrea at AndreaPassPR.com. I'm on Facebook, Andrea Pass Public Relations. I'm on LinkedIn, Andrea Pass. I'm all over the place. So please reach out to me. I would love to hear the story about your business and help you grow your business by getting you in the news, getting you as the headline.
Excellent. Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you so much for having me.